idea about what is the difference between the two, the one created here and the one created from exporting it to from SharePoint to Power BI.
So when we
I
export it,
think the one shared by the shared list is dynamic. Anytime you want to change the data or you want to select different fields, you can do this, where the other one is status quo, maybe.
Uh, no, it's not that. It is the difference is that here, when I take it from here to Power BI, it will take me to the online version of Power BI. You remember in the first session, we talked about two different versions of Power BI. One what was called Power BI Pro and one that is called Power BI Desktop. So there in the desktop, I prepare everything and do everything from my desktop and upload it. And then when it is uploaded, it will be dynamic, as you said. But when I'm talking with taking it from here to Power BI, it will take me to the Power BI online copy, which is now uh, here, and I can just work with it when I want. Okay, that's the
So, Mr.
difference.
Karthik, what do you recommend? What do you recommend? Do we work online or do we change it to Excel and then export it to Power BI on the desktop?
From my experience, I always prefer the desktop version and then upload it because you will find the tools much easier and much faster. When you are working with the online version, sometimes you would be like what's happening now here. You would need the refreshment and it will be taking or built or counting on the internet speed and the refresh speed. So when it is on my desktop and it is loaded, I'm working with it within my computer. I have much clear tools and I have easier ways to integrate or to do things that I want. Both will take me to the same result, but one which is online will need more time. The tools online are not the same or exactly the same as the ones on desktop version. So from my side of view, it is not recommendation, it is not obligation. From my side of view, I prefer working on the desktop version than uploading it to the online or to the website. Of course, this is up to you, How do you see yourself relieved and familiar with the one that you prefer? This is up to you, but I prefer working with the desktop version than uploading it to the internet. So let me show you one thing. I would go to Power BI, Power Apps, sorry. And I will show you an application that I have built with and added a Power BI report to it. Okay. You see the internet, you should wait for it. But when you're working from your desktop, things are faster. But again, it's up to you. How do you see yourself familiar with which version? Then go ahead and use it. Okay, this is the operations dashboard. Skip. These are my applications. I will run this application. As you can see here, this is an application we use to record the trainings. As you can see here, I have a button that shows a visual dashboard. This visual or this button is not seen for all the users. It is being enabled only for the administrators of the training or the manager of the operations of the training. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a report that is, or a dashboard that is enabled. I can use different things. I can select, look, when I select some region, another region, things will reflect on all the report. As you can see here, I'm talking about KSA. As you can see, the numbers will change, the subcategories will change, everything will be changing. This is the beauty of Power BI, the dynamic changes that take effect directly. Here is something called the slicing. When I need to change something, here I'm talking about United Arab Emirates. I have 3 operators. Maybe I want to also go to another operator. Things will be changing. As you can see, here are the Microsoft. Here are the Canvas. As you can see, it is a very dynamic report. When I select any of the slices or the criterias that I want, things are changing in all the places of this report. Okay, was that clear for you? This is a report built in a Power application. As I told you, this is an application that has this report within it. And it has different things, it has different calculations, it has different things that we can all do. Okay, here are the filterings that I can select. I can select from here, and I also can select from here, or maybe change anything that I want related together. Okay, clear?
Yeah,
I have a
very
question.
clear. Thank you. I
Okay,
don't
go
know my
ahead.
colleagues. I think they have questions.
Okay, yalla, go ahead.
Okay, you said that this one is accessible, this dynamic dashboard is accessible only for the administrator. Let's say I create it for multiple subjects and I want to share it with others. They will not have access to this dynamic dashboard?
Sharing with others is up to you to decide. This is a power in Power Apps. This is a feature in Power Apps, is that you can give the ability to view to any of your colleagues. This is up to you. You can select whom you want to see or do not see, or maybe you want them to see and can't change anything. This will be explained in the security session related to Power BI. So,
So you
in simple,
tell me
okay,
how to share it with them where they can have this dynamic dashboard, but they cannot edit the data.
you can do that also. This is a feature. You can select or you can choose what you want them to do. You have the ability to do
Okay.
whatever you want. This is something done by you. You are the administrator. Maybe you have a group of people. You want them just to see. You have another group of people. You need them to collaborate. Maybe you want them to edit and delete. Okay. This is up to you. Okay. Any other
Thank you.
questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, I will just switch to the screen to give me a second. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so yesterday we reached this place when we finished everything related to Excel. Today I'm going to talk also briefly about databases. What are the databases? Why do we use the database? Do you have any definition for a database? Any of you have any definition for a database? Any previous experience with databases? Any of you?
I have taken a course in university about the Oracle database. I worked on it.
Okay, then we have Oracle. This is an Oracle database. As you can see on the screen, we have different software for databases. What are the databases? What do we use them for? Before we go to that, Let me show you here. We have the Oracle database. We have the MySQL, which is a independent company that have their product, which is called the MySQL. The MySQL, I guess, if I'm not mistaken, is the most used within the internet solutions because it is free, it is powerful, and it does not need lots of hardware specifications. So the MySQL, you can just go to MySQL website, download it, and start using it free without paying anything. We have also MongoDB. We have the Microsoft SQL Server, which is a very powerful. It is also a database management system. We call it database management system because we need to create database that has lots of tables, and it can be transformed into forms, into queries. We'll be talking about that. We have the Maria, we have Postage, and others and others and others. For us, if we want to experience or see simple example of databases, we can use Microsoft Access, which is a member also of Microsoft Office family. I'm going to show you that and explain some things from within Access. But what I will be explaining from Access can be done with larger scales from Oracle or from MySQL, or from SQL Server, or any of the ones that you can see here. So I will show you things in Access. They can be like the small scale of what we can do with Oracle or MySQL that can take millions of records and can have the ability to manage these records or tables or queries or whatever. So a database is an organized collection of structured information or data. So we have a group or a collection of data. I need to keep them in a place in order to manipulate them, to create reports, to create forms, or whatever. One of the methods to store information is a database or a table. When I store in a table and have another table that is related in a way or another to this table or to these tables, now I am talking about a database. A database is a collection of tables that are related to each other in order for me to have the ability to connect or collect data from all these tables by using what is called a query. A query is something like a fetch from different tables or from a single table in order to get data from these tables. Let's say I have 3 or 4 tables. One of them is for the names, one of them is for the addresses, one of them is for work type, one of them is for education, whatever. All of these are related to a table that is called the names or the contact or the personal information. This person, of course, has a title of business. Let's say he's a doctor, he's an engineer, he is any kind of working power people. We have another table that is for the addresses or the country or the nationality, we can call it, whatever. So I should connect all these tables together by creating a relationship. When I connect these tables together, I can just write a query or just simply ask this database a question. Please give me all the names of the persons who are doctors in the United States, maybe, or in California in particular. It will be fetching or searching these different tables and collecting this information within that query and giving it to me, so I can do whatever with this information. So the first thing is that I have these tables connected to each other. As you can see here, we have different tables. These tables are considered separate until I connect them with a relationship. So when I connect my tables with a relation, then I would be able to get data from these different tables. Okay, so I have different tables, or sorry, I have different types of relationships. These relationships might be one-to-one, which means that I have a table that contains information and another table that also contains information, but there is one field that links these two different tables together. This is what is called one-to-one relationship. One field in table A can be connected or be found in table B. So these are one-to-one. When I have another example, when I have a field in table A that can be connected to many fields in table B, then I have one-to-many relationship. I will show you that in examples. And the third type of relationships is that when I have three fields, two or more fields in one table that can be found in another table, so I have many to many. So fields are many to many in this one and this one. In table A or in table B, I have multiple ways to connect or multiple fields that can be existing in table A and in table B. Don't get confused with these things, but just understand them, because we are going to have them practical and show you them in a practical way. Within, I will show you examples now. Do you see here? If you can see, I have one-to-one relationship. This is the table that is called personal table. This is the name of the table. These are the rows on this table. They include information. As you can see here, in table A, which is called personal, I have a field called employee ID. And in payroll, this is another table that contains information about each employee and how much he or she gets paid per month. So what connects these two tables that we can see here? Can you tell me what connects these two tables together?
The ID.
The ID, excellent. So the ID here exists in the table A and exists on the table B. Do you have an idea what do we call this field? Or what type of field or what characteristic does this field have? Since you have been studying databases.
Characters and numbers.
No, I'm not talking about the type. This field by itself, which is called employee ID, has a specific criteria, a specific character, which is it is unique. It cannot be repeated. Each employee has his or her own ID. We cannot duplicate IDs for users. So it has a name which is called primary key. This primary key is the identifier, for each of these records. So Carol has her own employee ID. Steve has his own. Christine has her own. Barbara has her own. So you cannot have this field duplicated. So this field, it can be used as a primary key. This primary key is the key or the field that I can connect with other tables. So when I create the relation between these two tables, I will have this primary key, the connector between these two tables. So I have a primary key title. You should understand the primary key. The primary key is the field that is unique and that identifies the records for each of the personnels or for each of the items or for each of the products we are selling. So the primary key is the key identifier of a record, okay? Here we'll move to another one-to-many, as you can see here. Can you analyze that with me? One customer can have, this is the relationship between them. As you can see here, one customer can have more than one order. One customer can have more than one order. This is the one-to-many. Let's say Carol or whatever, or whoever this person is, this person has 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe 100 orders. So from the table of customers and the table of orders, I have a relation that is called one-to-many, because this client or this customer has multiple orders, can have multiple orders. So it is one-to-many. Okay? Is it
Okay.
understood? Please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, please. Now,
Yes, sure.
the third type, which is many-to-many, when I have many fields in a table that connect to many other fields in the other table. As you can see here, we have above tables with many-to-many relations, because I have multiple employees that are working on multiple projects. So one employee from this side can be working on multiple projects, and from the other sides I have multiple projects that can include multiple employees. So Sam and Christine and Khalid are working on project A, project B, and project C. From the other side, on project B, I have Khalid, Christina, and Sam. So this is a way of many-to-many. The most important thing here is to understand that we have these three types of relationships. So when I connect with one key, it is a primary key. When I connect with multiple keys, I have a primary key and foreign keys. I have one primary key and I might have multiple or many foreign keys. So this is in general, or in a fast explanation, what is the relationships mean. Was that clear enough for you before I move to the next thing? Basically, is it clear?
No. Yeah, all clear from.
Okay. Now I will take you to what I was talking about. I will again switch my screen, or I will give it here. This is the axis. I will rerun axis from, I will go to new axis. This is, of course, you know how to run axis, but I will do that for you. Don't worry. Okay, I would go with Access will be installed on your application. Let me tell you something. What we do here in Access, I'm just pressing on that. What we do here in Access can be done on any database management system. Access, yes, it is a database management system, but it is made for small to medium projects. If you have a project that you want to do in your company locally, you can use Access. Of course, you can upload all things on Access and make them active or dynamic on the internet. But when you need to work with dynamic databases, I recommend not to use Access. You go with maybe MySQL. If you have a project that you need to work with, MySQL is free and you don't have to pay for anything. But if you have licenses for Oracle or Microsoft SQL, it would be good. So now we're talking about Access. This is Access. Before I move to a blank database, I would show you a ready-made database. Here we have, as you can see, I can create a blank database Before I do that, I will go with a contact database. I have one that I opened already for you. As you can see here, this welcome screen to contact database, you can do it yourself. So if you are planning to create an application using Access, you can create an application with welcome screens, with text, with boxes, with everything that you want. You can do a complete application that looks exactly like any application that you have downloaded or purchased from a store or from any web store or from any web or software selling applications shops. Okay, so this welcome screen, you can do it, you can create it, and you can customize it as you want. Here you can see they are using the contacts database. We have a video to explain about it. If I don't want to this display to again, when I start, I just remove the click here. Here is the working environment of Access. I need to do one thing. Just a second. I want to switch the screen again. Because it's larger and it's more clear for me. Can you see it now? Can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Okay. As you can see here is the left side of the Access application where I can control everything that I want. Here I can see that I have tables. Tables are the containers that include my information, like the tables in Excel, but here I have abilities to do much more things. Here I have the queries. I told you about the queries that I can take information or data from different tables by creating a query. Here I have the forms. In SQL or MySQL, this is called views. It is not called forms. Forms is used here as a name in Access, but it has the same role in other database management systems like MySQL or Microsoft SQL Server. And we have the reports that I can create from the information or from the tables that I have. Macros are things that are done automatically by coding or whatever. So what I need to understand here are the tables. Let me see the design view of the table. Here I press on right click and we'll go to the design view. Okay, here you can see the design view of the tables. This is the table that is called contacts, and this is the table this is the view of the contacts, and this is the table of the contacts. As you can see, the view or the form. This is the form. Of course, I can change the form to another thing totally. But what I need to do or to understand here is that I can see here. What do you think these are? These? This is the ID. These are the field names that are on my tables. Let me explain a bit about that. When I create a new table, okay, I will go to tables here and sorry. These are the tables that I have, okay. I will go to create and will ask for a new table, okay. This is table number 1. I can change the name if I want, okay. And I will go to the design view of the table. I will call it contacts. I will create a table to put the contacts 1, sorry, excuse me. This is contacts 1. Now the first automatic field is called ID. And I have a draw here or a drawing here. What is that drawing? Can you see it? This one here, can you see it? Is it clear for you?
Which drawing?
Yeah.
It is
The
a
one-
key. It is a key. So it
Yeah.
is, it decided that this is the primary key. Can you see it here? Here it is. Can you see it? So it
Yes.
is a
Yes.
key. Now I will start by defining the fields that I want. The first thing I want is the name. Okay. It is not allowing the name, this standards. Then I will call it student name. Student name. Here is when I select the data type. As you can see here, I would select the best one. For a student name, what do you think we can use? The short text.
Text.
Okay. Is it enough? Yes, it is enough. Okay. Let's say what other student date of birth. Okay. Student date of birth. What will we select from here? Date and time. Okay. Then let's say yearly payment. How much she pays. We'll go with currency. So this is a table that I have created. Okay. Now I will save it and we'll go to relationships maybe. And I will add the contacts, the contacts one and the settings. Add and we'll close. Here is the place where I can select the databases relationships. Let's say we have the contacts ID with the ID here. Okay, as you can see, you can select one-to-one or it automatically created a one-to-one relationship. Okay, I will select that. Sorry, I will create. Then I would do this with this one. One-to-one, create. As you can see, we are just creating the data relationship between all the tables, okay? I'm just showing you the procedures. Maybe things I'm doing are not well designed, but I'm just showing you the procedures that you should follow when you are creating a table or a database. So after that, I now created these databases, or sorry, tables in that database. I would go and close this one. I will save it, yes. Then I will go to the queries where I can create a queries. This are the query designs. You would need to have some, let's say this, I will add contacts and the close. Here you can select what fields that you want. You set the criteria on here in any language or any expressions, or as you can see here, we have functions, we have different things that we can use. As you can see, we have make a table. This table would be created from connecting or querying 2 or 3 tables that have a relationship between them. So this is the method of creating a query. While in SQL or in other third-party applications, you have to write some coding in order to create these queries. You select simple languages. We have a very simple language. When we talk about the queries, I will show you that. This is the SQL commands that you might need. Here is the SQL syntax. I will show that to you. As you can see, very simple in writing. Select from customers. What do you think this one will do? Select from customers.
It means يعني select from customer table, for
Excellent.
example.
Does it need additional things? Of course. What should it select from customers. You
What
can
I need
go,
to say.
you will need to have or to add the other criterias that you want to add or to that you want to create for your queries. So when you see database management systems, from my side of view or from my opinion, it is very, very, very simple. All you need to do just before you start anything, you need to normalize your solution, which means that you should study the tables that you need. After you have these tables well designed, how many tables that you want, how are you going to connect them? Then when you do this normalization step, then you are very fine. And then all after that, if you are going to query it using Power BI, you are going to query it using SQL, you need to add, you need to remove. These things will be details, but the main thing that you should understand and spend time on are the tables, how they are designed, what are the fields that are included in each table, what are the data types you are going to use. These three things, or these three main components or design or pre-design ideas will make your life much easier. If you are using Access, if you are using SQL, if you are using any of the online or the offline database management systems, the most important thing is to create well-designed tables. Okay, so I will take you now to Power Apps where we talked about the tables or the dataverse. What is the dataverse? It is the version of a database management system plus many features. But if you are going to create an online application, you can simply go to the tables that are here. How do you access them? When you go to Power Apps Home, you can have what is called the tables. Let's close this one. As you can see, make.powerapp.com or whatever application you want to use. But let me say, I'm talking about the Power BI, which is a member of the Microsoft family. We have what is called tables. Let's go and see some things on these tables. I don't know if I ever told you or talked about Dataverse. Dataverse is an solution created by Microsoft and implemented in Power Apps that has a ready-made tables. So if you are going to design a new application, remember what I said a minute ago, you should have well-made and well-designed tables. Microsoft offers you here ready-made, well-made, and well-designed tables. All you need to do is to select the table that you want, as you can see here, we have lots and lots of tables. I can have all tables. The ones that I was showing were the recommended ones. It included the contacts table. If we go and press on the contact table, I will show that to you. It has almost all the fields that you want. You can select all the fields that you want. As you can see here, I have full name, email, company name, and business phone. And I have 218 more. I will press here and I can select the field that I want to use. You can't imagine how many fields that you can use. Okay, you can have lots and lots and dozens of fields that you, as you can see here, you can add them to your table and start using this table. What is important about this dataverse, it has ready-made tables. Also, you can add tables to it or edit tables or customize the tables. And it also can have its own security. It has sharing security, permission security. It has backup, automatic backup, or data loss prevention features. So if you are creating an application and you need to use the tables that are ready here, all you need to do is just select the table that you want. Okay? Is everything clear for you till now? Am I going
Yes.
fast?
No. You're good.
Okay, and here you can see the schema. What is the schema? The schema is the design of the tables. As you can see here, this is the table that is called contacts. I will press here on columns. I can see the columns that are here. I can use them. I can enable them. I can just edit what I want from them. Also, I have the advanced. I can publish the table. I have the relationship, as you can see here. These are the relationships of the tables. Okay, I can select what I want from this table because I don't have another table here. So I just can see the relationships with other tables. Okay, I would also go back and show you the primary keys, the keys. Okay, I would need to add the primary key. All this I can do from one single, very powerful application or service that is called the Dataverse. So, what else do I need to tell you about Dataverse? I would go to, if I need to have a new table to design for myself, if I need to do the relationship, I would select the type. As you can see, what we can do with Access, we can do with Dataverse. What we can do with Access and Dataverse, we can do with Microsoft SQL, or with Oracle, or with any database management system. So all the things that were here, that are here, were on Excel or were on Access, and we will find them, of course, on MySQL or whatever database management system. So now we can also set the key. As you can see here, I can set which of these is the key. It's just another way or another method to do that, but all you need to do is to select the key that you want, the column that you want, and select it as a key. Here is also the forms, as I told you. Here we can create a form from the tables that we have. A form is a user-friendly way to read the information or to add the information. I will not give the ability to a client or to a customer to see this design. It is not professional. I will create a form like an application that I have and show the customer a a well-organized or a user-friendly, like what I did on this application that I have shown to you. This application is an application that is connected to a Dataverse, and I have this form. This one is a form. As you can see, I also designed the navigation. This is the main screen of the application. Here I will go to a new record if I want. As you can see, I show or give the ability to the user to see this form in order to work with the application in a well-designed, user-friendly form. So this is what I'm talking about, the forms that I should show. I can also have charts. I can build charts. All these, let's see the power of the Dataverse that includes all these features within the system it has. As you can see, I can give business rules. I can add rules to whom can see this and who can do that. This is a big or a wide area of information related to Dataverse. It is everything now is being built on this type of database management system, which can define Dataverse, but Dataverse is not only a database management system, It is a database management system with lots of features. So now we have the full understanding of the Excel and the databases or the relational databases that we need. On our next sessions, we'll be working much easier with Power BI, because in Power BI, we have things related to tables, to queries, and to many different fields. As you can see here, do you see this is the Dataverse? It is not, it is here in Power BI. So now, after we have this basic information, we can work much easier and do things much easier in Power BI. So I hope the next sessions will be as good as this, and you will be much more relieved when working with Power BI, because you now know the basics that we need to have or need to know to work with Power BI in a professional and easy way. I guess this is the end of today's sessions. Before we end it, do you have any questions? Do you have anything that you didn't understand and you need any support with that?
First of all, thank you. I think maybe today's session was, for me at least, maybe for others, it was so charged. Okay, so many information, and I think that till we have hands-on,
Yeah,
then we
don't
can
worry.
process it
When
maybe
we
in a
start
different way.
hands-on, you will see things easier.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
just
So
to
from
have
my side,
basics. Yes. Okay, go.
yeah.
Don't
From
worry,
my
don't worry.
side, things
Mm.
were clear. Like, maybe as I said, once we start working on them, we'll start having more questions. But the last 3 sessions, I can say that they were wonderful, very informative, and even we appreciate and we like the style of the presentation and the way that you took us through this journey.
Okay, Lina, don't worry. You are in a safe hand. Don't worry.
Thank
I
you.
will walk you through
Thank you.
everything, and I'm sure you will be understanding every detail. Don't worry.
Thank you so much.
I
Thanks.
I had to explain these today. I know they are a bit hard or medium. I call them medium information, but when you start seeing them applied, it will be much easier and you'll get them very easy. Okay, don't worry about anything. And if you have time today, tomorrow, just start access and do a small contact database. Follow these screens, see, just dive in it for 30 or 60 minutes. You will be understanding what I said. And create your own contact application.
Okay,
using
thank you.
Access.
The
Okay?
recordings will be shared with us,
Of
yeah?
course, of course, of course.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any
Mr.
other questions?
Stephen, Mr. Muhammad,
All,
Mr. Nureen.
all clear, all clear. We need to thank you, Mr. Khalid.
Okay, thank you all.
Okay, so thank you
Okay.
very much. Till we meet again, inshallah. And we
Inshallah.
will stay in touch. Thank you, Ms. Rania, as
Thank
well.
you. Okay, goodbye, everyone. See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye.